He's just getting on stage. So this is his 5th time on stage, and honestly, just give him a lot of energy. He'll give it right back to you guys. You're gonna love him. It's Mike King, guys. Mike King.
Okay, so ISIS isn't that funny in the news, apparently, but you know what is funny in the news? Jared from Subway. Child pornography and statutory rape charges with a minor, shit like that. Ending his career the way it began, getting into smaller pants. Circle of life. Speaking of Subway, I got fired from Subway back in high school. It's not because the government seized my computers. They wouldn't find much on there anyway. It was just like, what's all this comedy shit? Okay, so, but they did say, we just don't think this is your cup of tea. Those are the exact words of the manager, and I was just like, I can't even make sandwiches at an intermediate level. Then I worked at a data entry position for a charity, which was fun, but the only useful skill I learned from there was making out with the receptionist without getting caught by the boss. Oh, you live and learn. So, lots of religious troubles going on, but you know, like those, like the Catholics are on the news, like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, and they're all waiting for Jesus to come back, but like, what if he already did? Like the first time, but it was just so subtle, like no big announcement, he just like slid in under the radar like he's in college right now. Like he's just showing up to the door, moving in on the first day, he's got like water cooler jugs under his arm, and they're like, hey, who told you this was an office? Oh yeah, you have a little faith, he says with a smile and a wink. Weekend comes along, everyone's walking in with the Sony and Evian bottles, they're staggering out, paper cones all over the floor, it's a Good Friday. Meanwhile, this hottie walks up to him and she's like, oh, so you're the guy throwing this, what's your name? Oh, I'm Jesus. Oh, you don't look Mexican. So what are you here for? Well, I'm getting into my father's work, but I'm on the fence between theology and carpentry. Ooh, carpentry. So has anyone taught you how to screw yet? So before Big J can seal the deal, Judas walks up to him and he's like, hey, Jesus, thanks for all the booze. Man, you're great, man. You're the guy. Gives him a big peck on the cheek, and then coincidentally, security walks up to him and hauls him off. But you know, like, he only got suspended. He'll be back in 3 days. Anybody else think that joke was blasphemous? No, we're all going to hell then. Good to have company. My dad says that the 50s was the greatest generation, and you know, if it's from him, it must be true. So, I was just wondering, like, what if that same culture stayed while technology advanced? Like, they would just shit themselves when they see the iPhone. It would be like, the Ford Colgate Palmolive Motorola Variety Hour is brought to you by Apple Industries' newest innovation, the intelligent phone. What's that, you ask? It's a mobile telephone that fits in your pocket, and it has an integrated map feature so that you can tell wherever you're going, and it tells you where you're going and where you are. And it even works on public transportation. Finally, a black friend you can't sit at the front of the bus with. You know, because they were horrible and racist back then. Just for like the younger people who would be like, what's racist? So, and then, okay, that was my cue. No, I think I got a few more minutes. So, and then the phone comes with this application, the Morality Watch, so you can all be your own little J. Edgar and know who in your neighborhood is a threat to public decency. Is your milkman a pedophile? Is your neighbor a communist? Not in my backyard, you can say with pride, because your information comes from the government, a source you can trust. Speaking of governments and morality, they tried to ban online porn in India, but the ban only lasted a week because it's the friggin' land that invented the Kama Sutra. They kinda like their wank spank material. You all know what the Kama Sutra is, right? It's the book of 1,000 sex positions, like hockey style, where you get the shirt up over her head, but it gets stuck, so you just decide to work the body. Then there's bowling style, where you name her like 7 and 10. Then there's stand-up style, where you just do your own thing for 6 minutes, try to ignore all the heckling and get it done by the red light. And then there's Gangnam style, where it was really nice at first, but can you just try something else already? I hope you enjoyed my jokes. I put them through a vigorous quality control process, so they all come to you as spotless as possible, pure white, and what I'm trying to say is I'm full of white pride. Thank you.
Guys, Mike King, everybody.